Hello and welcome to the Holly Meredith Show. Thank you so much for watching me. You'll see tonight that we have changed the venue a little bit. We decided that it was better for you to see me in a less formal atmosphere, less with the flag and more with the country and the people in it. Poor Mr. Trump, and I say that seriously, although I love him dearly, poor Mr. Trump has had to face a fusillade of damage from everybody who can possibly do anything they can imagine to cause him to stumble and fall. Any way they can figure out. That would be your establishment, that would be your Republican Party, that would be all of the media, and I underline and enunciate, all of the media. Fraud is rampant everywhere in our country. I believe the last 3 or 4 elections were rigged, and I mean that sincerely. I believe that this one will be rigged if we allow it to be so. I believe even if Donald J. Trump wins all the delegates that he needs to become the nominee at our convention, that steps will be going on to keep him from being the nominee. And then he's on to New York and Pennsylvania and New Jersey, all of which he's ahead by 50 to 60%. He will take New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. And by the way, he will take California. And you want to know why he'll take California? Because the people in California are sick and tired of being a satellite of Mexico, which is what they are. And they are as fed up with it as the rest of the country is. He will stop all that. He will stop all the remittances being sent out every single day back to Mexico out of this country, sucking all the money out of our economy. He will stop the $500 million a year annually in foreign aid, a gift that we give to Mexico. He will build the effing wall like he should, so that we actually have borders again. We are supposed to have borders. The EU in Europe is falling apart because you can't have any kind of an entity where nobody knows where one part begins and the other part ends. It's called borders. It's called order instead of anarchy. It's called freaking normal. And Donald J. Trump, bless his soul, thank God he was born, happy that he's out there. And by the way, he is out marching around to every polling place, saying hello, introducing himself, and saying how happy he is that even if you don't vote for him, and he hopes that you do, that at least you got up and came out to vote like every American should. And just on that note, when I was growing up in a different world, actually I grew up in America. We no longer live in America. We live in United Socialist States of America, and it's on the back of my car. If you ever see my car driving by, you'll see that on my bumper sticker, United Socialist States of America. That is where FDR started us on that horrifying road, upon which we've been traveling ever since, aided and abetted by the ghastly, disgusting Lyndon Baines Johnson and his godforsaken Great Society, which was totally unconstitutional in every way, and upended our magnificent country completely, and we are now suffering the fruits of all of that with this whatever it is in our White House at the moment that causes such consternation worldwide. He has caused the complete disruption of everything going in the Middle East. It is his fault that all of these countries are falling apart. Directly, absolutely, positively, at the feet, if you can call them that, I call them cloven hoofs, at the feet of Obama. All of our manufacturing plants being in India, Bangladesh, and Pakistan, all of our car manufacturers building their factories in Mexico and other countries rather than here. Who do we have to blame for that? 35% corporate tax. Of course they're going out of this country. They can go to countries like Ireland, which only has a 12% corporate tax. Where would you rather be taxed? 12% or 35%? You don't have to be Wernher von Braun rocket scientist to figure that out. This entire debacle that we've been suffering for the last 7.5 years, and oh, by the way, if you know anybody who voted twice for Obama, never talk to them again! Ever! This entire 7.5 years that we've been experiencing as American citizens, you have watched the absolute destruction of our country, our traditions. Now this Looney Tune wants us to have bathrooms, public bathrooms, where men, women, and confused can all be together. In other words, you're going to see on the signs, instead of men or women outside of a restroom, public restrooms, you're going to see gender neutral. That means that you and your 5-year-old daughter can be in the ladies' room when in comes a woman in a dress who whips out her penis and goes to the bathroom. That is what gender neutral bathrooms are all about. And that is what Obama has brought us. And that is why we need desperately a man who remembers the America that I grew up in. where men were men and women were women and anybody else stayed out of it. And that's the way it should be. Our military has been reduced to the lowest level since World War II. The lowest level since prior to World War II. That's what our military is at the moment. Can you say vulnerable? We are so vulnerable to attack, it would be laughable if somebody did attack us. They probably laughed their way through their plans saying, this will be nothing. All we have to do is arrive on their shores. There's nobody there to stop us, because there really isn't. And now he wants to downgrade our budget again. And guess where he wants to take the money this time? Away from the military and away from people on Social Security. This time, he wants to give it to all the illegals, the illegal Syrians. He wants another 100,000 of these people coming from Syria that nobody has the slightest idea who the hell they are.